Welcome to the channel, my friends who are relentlessly seeking the truth. Forget the manufactured agendas flashing on your screens today. Forget the sterile, incomplete scripts read by news anchors off teleprompters. Because today, the ultimate nightmare of the global elites, shadow governments, and those untouchable factions ruling the world behind closed doors has become a reality. The date is February 19, 2026. Today marks the 66th birthday of the man carrying the darkest secrets of the British monarchy on his shoulders, Queen Elizabeth's favorite son, former Prince Andrew. But he didn't welcome his new age in the gold-leafed halls of Buckingham Palace or with glasses of champagne. He woke up at 4 a.m. to the barrels of guns pointed at his face, blown-out doors, and thermal cameras storming his home, handcuffed behind his back. Yes, my friends, exactly at 3:45 a.m. UK time this morning, out of the dense fog descending over Windsor Great Park, stealth, silenced Black Hawk helicopters appeared off the radar. The target was that massive 30-room Royal Lodge mansion, the very place Andrew stubbornly refused to vacate for years despite King Charles's relentless pressure, turning it into his own personal fortress. Simultaneously, an unprecedented raid was carried out on his other estate in Sandringham. This wasn't the standard police force of Scotland Yard. The most elite, undercover Black Ops teams of MI5 were directly on the ground. According to blood-curdling leaks from eyewitnesses, all civilian communication networks in the area were instantly blinded by an EMP, an electromagnetic pulse device, the moment the raid began. Surrounding security cameras recorded nothing but static for exactly 22 minutes. While the tactical teams pinned Andrew to the floor in his pajamas and arrested him, the real operation was taking place deep within the mansion, behind the hidden compartments of 18th-century stone fireplaces. What does the official narrative tell us? Old files, the routine of an ongoing investigation. Can you believe that? Would the British state, the most famous monarchy in the world, completely obliterate the image it has carefully protected for a century just for a routine check? Absolutely not. The purpose of this raid wasn't to deliver justice. This was the greatest clean-up and destroy operation in history. So why exactly today? Why on the morning of his 66th birthday? Those who research occultism and the number symbolism of secret societies know exactly what I mean right now. In those dark rituals of the elites, the number 66 is not a random figure. It marks the moment a protective shield expires, a pact is completed, and the sacrifice is finally laid upon the altar. When the Jeffrey Epstein scandal broke, the whole world was certain Andrew would go to prison, but he was always protected. The invisible hand that keeps the system running shielded him. But that contract expired this morning, on his 66th year. He was now a threat to the system, an infected cell, and he had to be excised. Let's get to what they extracted from that mansion. Why do you think Andrew refused to move to the smaller Frogmore cottage despite months of pressure from King Charles? Was it just his passion for luxury? Never. According to intelligence reports leaking from the inside and currently circulating as whispers on the dark web, cold servers completely disconnected from the internet and protected by military-grade encryption were hidden in the vaults of the Royal Lodge. These servers held the final digital copies salvaged from Epstein's Island, the second volume of Ghislaine Maxwell's infamous Little Black Book that was never found, and video recordings that could end the careers of the world's most powerful politicians, Hollywood stars, and tech billionaires in seconds. Andrew had wired these files to a digital, dead man's switch, a time bomb, to guarantee his own life. If anything happens to me, these files will automatically leak to the world press, he threatened, blackmailing both the palace and the global elites for years. This morning's raid was executed solely to cut the wires of that ticking time bomb, to seize those servers by state force, and destroy them forever. The palace intrigue aspect of this is enough to overshadow even Shakespearean tragedies. It is widely spoken that King Charles threw his own blood brother to the wolves to keep the monarchy afloat. While the monarchy's popularity in the polls dragged on the ground, and the British public grappled with inflation and the cost of living, the palace desperately needed to throw a massive sacrifice to the masses. A diabolical triangle was formed between the CIA, MI6, and Buckingham. Ahead of the upcoming critical elections in America, the names of some extremely crucial political figures needed to be scrubbed from the Epstein files. The CIA said, "Give us those files, and we will provide the backing you need for your monarchy to survive." King Charles signed the deal and signed his own brother's death warrant, or rather, his social death warrant, with his own hands. Right now, it is claimed that Andrew is being held in a windowless underground deaf room in London, an interrogation cell completely cut off from the outside world. And believe me, they will do everything in their power to make sure he never speaks. Perhaps very soon, just like Epstein, we will read those tragic, all too familiar headlines that he was found having taken his own life in his cell.